So at the time of me recording this video, the Game Awards are about 2 days away, and this is the perfect time to go ahead and discuss minor and major predictions that I might have for the show. So a few days ago, PlayStation released their 30th anniversary video, and the very last game shown there was Bloodborne, and I think it said something about persistence. So I think there's a decent chance, not a decent chance, maybe a 20-30% chance that we might see anything Bloodborne related. PlayStation knows everybody wants a Bloodborne remake, remaster, or at least Bloodborne 2. People have been talking about this for years. PlayStation, they're not stupid. Well, especially they shouldn't be after the Concord disaster. But I think there's a slim chance we might see something Bloodborne related. I think we're at a perfect time for a brand new Grand Theft Auto 6 teaser. I know the game is coming out sometime next year. I think they said fall of next year. And it's been a year since we saw anything about the game, and it's been radio silent ever since then. So I think the people want something new. It could be anything, just something to get people more hype for what Rockstar are coming out with. 2 years ago, Square just randomly dropped a bomb on everybody and told us about Kingdom Hearts 4. And I was one of the people who thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was like the last Kingdom Hearts forever. So this was kind of news to me, but it's been 2 years and we've heard nothing. So I think this is a very good time for Square to show us anything about Kingdom Hearts, please. Nomura, please, anything. I think most people just probably need like a hype trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe like they could end the trailer with a release date. I can't see anything past 2026 for that game. If you know me, my favorite game of all time is Persona 5, right? And some people like, ugh, Persona 5. Yeah, Persona 5 is my favorite game of all time. And I've been waiting for Persona 6 with bated breath. And currently right now I'm playing through Metaphor Refantasio. And I can say that that game, I'm about 17 hours in. That game is literally breathtaking. I don't know if I'll like it more than Persona 5 by the time I'm done, but it's just as good, I can say that. But Persona 6, I've been waiting for that for years, at least a teaser. And I seriously think if they tease Persona 6, this will probably be the craziest game of the year or Game Awards for me personally, because I've been waiting for this game for years. First off, Atlas has been on a generational run. Yeah, I don't know. If Jeff could get Atlas on the stage to unveil Persona 6, I'm pretty sure he would. This is something that he definitely want. But hopefully we see something like that. Resident Evil 9. Now, Resident Evil 8 was released to critical success, same as 7. Or at least I think it did. But I think Capcom, we all know about Monster Hunter, but if Capcom releases their Resident Evil, that'll be huge for them and it'll be widely received. I've been hearing rumors of the main protagonist being Leon and Jill. That to me sounds like an absolute banger. Like absolutely. Leon and Jill as the protagonist. So I think that would be absolutely amazing for people to see, or to at least know that it exists. To see what happens after the events of what happened with Ethan. I think his name was Ethan. The Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I'm gonna just say this now. This is absolutely copium. The chances of Nintendo unveiling their brand new console at the Game Awards is very slim, like less than 5%. And I know, I think last year Nintendo barely showed anything at the Game Awards, but people thought that they would show it in September and then October, and then there was nothing. And most people thought that they would at least reveal it this year. So maybe, just maybe, the powerful hands at Nintendo, they're like, you know what? Maybe we should show this at the biggest gaming stage in the world. And I think if they do it, obviously it's going to be huge. But this right here, I wouldn't necessarily get my hopes up. But if it does happen, it would be absolutely insane. I can just say that now. Okay, now this is something that I've asked for almost every Game Awards show. What was it, since 2014? Growing up, like my dad really introduced me to Metroidvania games, and this one specifically is probably the greatest Metroidvania of all time. And obviously I'm biased, but the game is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, right? Now, when the Game Awards first started and I saw that they were, doing crazy reveals, I had the little thought. I was 13 years old, but I had the little thought. What if they do an HD remaster or remake of Symphony of the Night, right? Like an HD side scroller type of thing. You know what I'm talking about. But what if they did that? And I think, it's Konami. If Konami did something like that, I would go absolutely ballistic, right? And I'm going to be streaming my reaction for this too. It'll be on Twitch or YouTube. But I would go absolutely insane. And this is what I want. You people could be hearing this, but yeah, he's insane. But yeah, it's major levels of copium. I'm completely aware, right? But just because it's cope doesn't mean I can't hope. But yeah, I would love that. Finally, we have the game of the year prediction, right? Now, so there's Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. Now, when the PS5 first came out and I saw Astrobot, I think it was Astrobot's Playroom, I played it. And I got my PS5 day one, and I played Astro's Playroom, and I adored it completely, wholeheartedly. It was phenomenal, right? Because it's literally a love letter to a PlayStation fan. But even then, I questioned myself. I was like, what if they turn this into a full game? And they did. So when Astrobot came out, I pretty much pre-ordered the game, and I had expectations for this game, and it blew my expectations out of the water. The sheer things that you're able to do in this game, and the characters you can collect, and the worlds, and the play on those worlds or abilities, it's amazing. Astrobot is a love letter to PlayStation, and I rated this game after I beat it. I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing family game. It's genuinely fun. It's a good type of fun. Now, Balatro, I've never played Balatro. I only heard of Balatro after, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I've only heard of Balatro when the Game of the Year nominees came out. And I know it's like a roguelike card game, so I can't really speak on that. But from what I see, it looks good. Now, Black Myth Wukong, I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, it looks like a great action game. Great looking action game. I know the boss battles look amazing, things like that. I know it sold like 20 million in like the first week, which is insane. Now, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, definitely the most controversial thing up here. It's a DLC, right? Now, if you ask me my personal beliefs, I don't think a DLC should be able to be nominated for Game of the Year at all. I don't know why Jeff Keighley didn't make a brand new category for DLCs. Like, think about it. I think last year or the year before last, we had the Cyberpunk DLC, and people loved that. People said that was better than the base game, you know? So, no, I don't think that's a good thing to do. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying that Shadow of the Erd Tree is bad. It's phenomenal. But it's a DLC. You need to buy a game to play the DLC. So I don't think it should be nominated in Game of the Year. Now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I got this game right when it came out. I had expectations once again. It blew my mind. Like, I'm kind of speechless because honestly, the game felt like a dream. It felt like a dream come true. You know, some things are done in that game, and it doesn't feel like real. Like, it doesn't feel like a game made in 2024. Hopefully I'm making sense. But to me, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is an almost perfect game. It's so good, man. The soundtrack, like, I'm literally doing a side quest, walking a dog, and I'm hearing one of the most peak soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. It's insane. And the story is good. I know some people didn't really like the ending that much, or they're confused, which I think you're supposed to be confused. But yeah, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Metaphor Refantasio. As I said, I'm about 17 hours in that game, and I was playing it last night, and I had the biggest grin, smiling at my TV, right? And it's to me, it feels like a true JRPG. I'm kind of dumbfounded how I got to experience Rebirth and Metaphor in the same year. But if I had to pick one between Rebirth and Metaphor, now out of all of these games, I can only really see Game of the Year going to 3 of them, and it would be Astrobot, Rebirth, or Metaphor. Now with Black Myth Wukong, I think it got like an 85% on Metacritic or something like that. Balatro, it would be amazing if it won. I think it would be absolutely amazing if Balatro won. And Elden Ring, it's a DLC. I think if Elden Ring wins the Game of the Year award being a DLC, Jeff Keighley will get so much feedback, and I don't think he wants that. But yeah, I don't see Elden Ring winning at all. If Black Myth won, that would also be pretty nice, right? But realistically, I think it would either go to Astrobot, Rebirth, or Metaphor. And I'm really not trying to be biased here, but I think Astrobot is the safe pick. You know, it's a family game. It's short. It's like 10, 15 hours. People can get into that game easily, you know? So I think that's the safe pick. I think, you know, most of the judges aren't going to put 100 hours into a JRPG like Rebirth or Metaphor. So I think that's a safe pick. But my personal game of the year, right? It would either have to be between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Metaphor ReFantazio. Now again, I'm only just a few hours into Metaphor, but from what I've seen and what it's setting up and what I felt playing that game, yeah, I'm playing peak. You know, so I think it's fair for me to just go ahead and say it. My game of the year would have to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's a game that, I mean, I literally beat Rebirth back in, I beat Rebirth back in early May of this year, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it. I haven't. You know, it's one of those games that sticks with you, especially the card game. What was it, Queen's Blood? How do you make a mini game that fun? All of these things about this game, I think it's only fair for me personally to vote that as my game of the year. But again, I could, you know, if I was fully complete with Metaphor, who knows what it might have been. But how I feel, I could honestly flip a coin and I'd be okay with either Rebirth or Metaphor winning. But that's all I have for today. If you guys want to see something, let me know in the comments. What is your game of the year pick? Let me know. But I hope you enjoyed my mindless rambling and copium. But if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe.